The Valhalla by D.L. Burks. Episode 1. The Disembarkation. The team has just landed on the surface of XPLR 2948, a planet found just outside the solar system. Captain Robert Strom leads the crew of 5, Lieutenant Zachary Combs, Major Mariah Copeland, Science Officer Martin Beam, and Catherine Pip Lively, Medical Officer. Upon touching down, they began their work, taking preliminary readings and measurements of the new world. They needed to confirm what the big heads at NASA deduced and speculated about the planet before they disembarked from the ship. The atmosphere consisted of mostly carbon dioxide, with traces of nitrogen, oxygen, and xenon. Not at all breathable. The suits will be necessary. The temperature was about 43.33 degrees Celsius, 110 degrees Fahrenheit. It was quite warm up there, but not more than the suits could handle.
"Looks like we're in for a balmy walk,"
the captain remarked. They all looked out the porthole and stared at a vast, sandy, desert-like landscape. In the distance was a rocky rise that gave way to a mountain ridge. They kissed a sky of a green, translucent hue, through which a large moon was seen. The sun was shining from the other direction.
"I've never seen a green sky before,"
said Major Copeland.
"Obviously, none of us have,"
answered Captain Strom.
"I have. Seen 'em all the time,"
Lieutenant Combs interjected, with a deep southern drawl. The crew looked at Combs with a kind of sarcastic disbelief.
"Sure you have,"
Copeland scoffed sarcastically.
"That's when you know a tornado is bound to strike. The whole sky turns a greenish hue,"
Combs explained. Everyone turned to Science Officer Martin Beam, looking for some kind of confirmation or correction. Beam took a breath, then rolled his eyes and answered,
"Yes, depending on the weather conditions, the sky can look kind of green if a tornado threatens."
"Okay, team, let's get back to work,"
the captain ordered.
"Yes, sir,"
Combs responded. The crew finished their readings and measurements. It was now time to leave the ship and explore the terrain. They spent the next half hour getting their suits on and preparing their equipment for an expedition on the alien soil.
"Everyone watch your step,"
S.O. Beam advised.
"The ground is quite rocky."
They slowly walked in small circles to acclimate themselves to the difference in gravity, which was about 5% greater than that of Earth, ensuring that their legs held up to the added weight of not only their bodies, but suits, LS packs, life support packs, and all the instruments and equipment they had to carry. "I feel fat," Pip chimed. The team looked at Pip as if she had said something prophetic. Dr. Beam walked over to Pip and placed his hand on her shoulder.
"You realize the planet has about 5% more gravity than Earth,"
he advised.
"Well, I was just stating the obvious to avoid complaining,"
Pip snapped.
"Now, get your hand off of me, please."
"Sorry."
Doctor apologized. The team started out toward a rocky outcrop. There was a small plant growing out from a crack in one side of the rock. Dr. Beam took out a scanner to analyze and catalog the plant, while Combs stood beside him, lollygagging. Pip walked up to get a close look at the specimen. She reached into the task box she was carrying and pulled out a quarantine specimen canister.
"We must ensure it is properly quarantined before bringing it aboard,"
she suggested.
"It's just a plant,"
Dr. Beam remarked.
"Just a plant on an alien world. You know the protocol, Dr. Science Officer."
"Yes, sir,"
answered Dr. Beam.
"Don't be snippy, hun. I'm just doing my job."
Dr. Beam received the canister and then proceeded to dig up the plant and place it inside with a great deal of care. The rest of the time, they continued with their duties. Captain Strom and Lieutenant Combs took core samples from the ground, while Copeland took readings of any radio signals she could detect. After an hour on the surface, the LS packs were signaling that their tank will be empty soon and in need of refilling.
"Okay, team,
The captain announced.
it's time to head back to the ship. We have 10 minutes to get back."
"We're on it, sir,"
Answered Copeland. The team packed up and put away their gear and started back to the ship. Halfway through the walk back to the ship, Copeland's LS pack began beeping. It was the emergency alarm and signaling that the pack will completely depleted very soon. The team rallied around Copeland as she stood there nervous. She knew what the alarm meant.
How much time?
Asked Strom.
1 minute.
Copeland answered.
Okay, we gotta move, team. Let's go.
The captain ordered. The team all grabbed Copeland, lifted her off the ground, and carried her the rest of the way to the ship. As they neared the airlock, the beeping sped up.
30 seconds.
Copeland cried. Coombs started fumbling to open the airlock but kept flubbing the code. Strom pushed Coombs aside.
Move,
he ordered. The captain punched in the code as fast as he possibly could, mumbling,
Come on, you stupid lock. Open up.
The lock beeped and the access light turned green. The airlock started opening. The machine motion wasn't fast enough. The captain and Coombs positioned themselves under the airlock door and pushed up to force it to open faster.
All right, let's go. Get inside now.
The captain barked. Dr. Beam and Pip, carrying Copeland in their arms, quickly entered the airlock and immediately began loosening the restraints of Copeland's suit, anticipating that the captain and Coombs would arrive and the door would close in time to remove Copeland's helmet. Copeland was already starting to suffocate. The LS pack was empty, and she was nearly out of the remaining air inside her suit and helmet. Finally, the door shut with a heavy thud.
Press the emergency pressurized button over there,
the captain said, pointing to the orange plunger button on the wall beside the inner door. Copeland quickly complied. There was a loud whoosh. Pip, standing near one of the vents, was pushed back by the force of the rushing air. Then the pressure indicator emitted a long, high-pitched beep, signaling that the pressure had reached the proper level. The team hurriedly removed Copeland's helmet to give her fresh air. A faint hiss was heard as the gas exchange began. Copeland lay there motionless and non-responsive. They needed to revive her quickly. Pip began slapping Copeland's face to revive her.
Hey, Copeland, you with us?
She said with a sweet tone. Coombs nudged Pip aside and laid a full-on slap across Copeland's face, yelling,
Wake up!
At that moment, Copeland took a long, deep breath, then began breathing fast and deeply as she tried to raise her head and sit up. The others helped to sit her up.
We almost lost you there,
Coombs exclaimed.
I'm not going anywhere.
Copeland shot back.
I know. You still owe me $20 from our poker game last week.
Coombs joked as he lifted Copeland to her feet. Strom opened the inner door to let the crew into the ship's interior. Everyone took their cue and filed inside.